Hey folks, Brian here with EMF Protection. Thanks for dropping in. You know, I'm at my workstation. I have been working for hours at my desk every day, particularly in COVID. Hunkered down, just like everybody else, right? I've got about 4 or 5 things I want to show you that are going on at your desk that you may not be aware of, and I think this is going to help quite a bit. So, what to start with? Number 1. This is a really great ergonomic mouse. I had to get this because there was a time when I couldn't hold on to a regular flat mouse. I was getting issues with my hand, so I went to this one. But then I had some issues with the fact that this emits high Bluetooth signal. So if I turn on my RF meter, there's no noise. Now, excuse the high pitch that you're about to hear. As soon as I turn this on, there. Listen to that. I'm getting a very high signal. You probably can't see that. 4,000 microwatts per meter squared. It doesn't stop. I'm not even using the mouse. There, turned it off. So that's number 1. Go to a hardwired mouse, preferably a rollerball. You know, the old school type, right? Works like a charm. And you don't have to be exposed to the harmful radio frequency of the mouse. What's the next thing? Sticking on the topic of radio frequency, I'll pick this up here. This is a decked phone. They call them a cordless phone. Now this one's corded, but it's got a partner handset that, you know, we would communicate with. So we use this for a while until I learned about the frequencies coming off of these and didn't want to be exposed to them. So right now, this is not plugged in. I'll turn on the handy meter, nice and quiet. Turn that off for a second. I'm going to plug this in. Okay, decked phone on. What is that? That is 2,000 microwatts per meter square, and guess what? Nobody's even talking on this thing. Well, pick up the phone, it's still going, and this is a corded phone. And it emits that radiation 24/7, and a lot of people have these beside their beds. But if you're spending 8 hours a day at a desk, you've got this going on as well. Let me turn that off, that's so annoying. Okay, now, I'm going to unplug this, because I don't like that. I've eliminated these things from my workspace. What I've got is a good old clumsy clunker phone. And I have that plugged into, what do they call those, VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol. And I've got the VoIP in the other room. Now, there's another element that I want to talk to you about that we will measure with this device here. This measures AC electric fields and magnetic fields. And for this measurement, I'm going to show you is going to be for AC electric fields. So I'm just going to turn this on, and I'm going to show you this. So the measurement's going to be in volts per meter. Okay, the green light's right there. And I'm going to pick up the camera, and I'm going to pull the phone into the middle of the desk here, move a couple of things out of the way, and I'm laying this across the cord of the phone. And I'm going to pick my camera up now. And I'm going to show you this reading. So there's the reading. It's laying across the cord of the phone, and that it reads 141 volts per meter. Now, I'm just going to go walk into my other room where I've got the phone set up. I guess you can come with me. It's not going to hurt. And here it is. It's set up here. And what I do is I'm going to show you how I can operate this phone without that AC electric field. So back here, so I just made one small adjustment on my phone equipment, and look at that. That's at 3 5. That's my body's probably interfering with that. I'm going to back away from it. It's like, oh. Okay, so without my body interfering with this, that's 2.5 volts per meter. On that same corded line, with just one small adjustment. I'm going to set up my camera here again so I can get in it. Turn this off for a second. One small adjustment that nobody would think about because you can't feel, see, touch, smell, taste this radiation. And it literally comes off of the line like this, expanding and collapsing 120 times a second. And it impacts our bodies. And if we're sitting beside it all day long, and think about it all night long too, if we have something like this on the bedside table, same thing. So I'm just going to put this back over here, and I know that's not impacting me now. The other thing is that I've gotten to an age where sitting at a desk all day isn't great for me. So I bought one of these desks that you can elevate for standing and then bring it back down to a sitting position. Now to do that, it requires electricity. So when I look at my workstation where I'm working all day long, I am looking at, so the phone is no longer an issue. I don't have anything else plugged in except my computer, which is grounded. This is not plugged in. And I'm looking at a really nice low. I don't know if you can see that. What is it? It's under 1 volt per meter. This is stellar. So the impact to me is virtually nothing here. Now, I'm going to plug in my electric desk, which I may move once or twice a day, sometimes once or twice a week. So I've plugged that in, and I've just let the cord run its path from the electrical outlet back to the desk. And now, just where I sit, that is 72 volts per meter. And where I touch the pad, that has jumped to 100 and, I know I'm upside down here, but that's 190 volts per meter. So again, if I unplug this, now it's unplugged, and look at that, it just drops off to nothing. So I'm going to turn this off again, and I thank you for your patience with me here. The idea behind this is to keep the body free from these invisible fields that we don't really understand and aren't aware of. And so the goal is to unplug things around us and make sure that items that are plugged in, particularly with a 2-prong plug, are managed in a way that is much more beneficial. The first choice, of course, is unplugging. With the phone, I've done a specific thing to it to ground out the AC electric fields that are coming across that wire. And so I'm in this space, my body is in a better state not being around those AC electric fields. Same thing happens in the where we sleep, in our beds, all night long. And that's another discussion. However, I do appreciate you watching this. And last point is I really encourage you to stop sitting in a room, and particularly in your office, where you have your lights on all day, underneath these dismal pieces. Why do I say that? Because a couple of reasons. If these break, they have mercury inside of them. You're supposed to get a hazmat team to clean your house if one of these breaks. So I've put these all in a bag, sealed it, and these will go to the waste day. I don't know, what do you call it? The special waste day at the dump when they take hazardous material. So collect these up in your house, safely discard of them, and replace with, just one moment. And replace with the good old halogen or incandescent bulb. You can find these sometimes in stores. that still sell them. This one happens to be a manufacturer out of Quebec. I buy it in a surplus store. Fortunately, I do not do well with LED lights for a different reason. So dirty electricity from these nasty light bulbs. Really bad dirty electricity. Look up Sam Milhelm and his research on dirty electricity. We're underneath these things for the long term. It's not like we turn them on for a minute and then we're away from them. We sit under them for 8 hours a day, sometimes longer. They do bad things. Get rid of them. Why they ever came up with this stuff and sell it to us, I have no idea. We've all used them. It's time to get smart and get rid of the stuff. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, reach out.